hour, and I want to be conscious of everyone's time. The good news, this webinar is, I've done it before and it's always under 30 minutes. So I'm going to give you 30 minutes of your day back. So hopefully that's a good way to start things off here. And I'm sure a few more people are going to jump in and join the call. And sorry, I'm just going to mute us all for now. So hi, everybody. Welcome. Great to see so many familiar faces. My name is Lisa Jordan. I'm the Managing Director of the IEA, and I'm also the Executive Director of the Charlotte Executives Association. So it's wonderful to be with you all today and see so many familiar faces. Mallory, good to see you too. There's a lot of IEA board members, I think, that'll be joining the call today. And I'm going to encourage them to chime in if there's something I missed or something that you want to add to the conversation. Please do that. The purpose of this call is just to make sure that our members are getting the most out of their IEA membership. And the good news is I'm not here to sell you anything today. As a member of an executive association, you guys are all already members of the International Executives Association. So the purpose of this is just to make sure you're utilizing your membership benefits. And are you timing me, Terry? I'm nervous there. The purpose of this is just to make sure you're getting the most out of your membership. And, you know, if you're someone who is on the call who really just does business within your own state or within your own province, you might be thinking, hey, you know, how does this apply to me? Like I just met Ken in Akron who sells mortgages, and I'm guessing Ken's not licensed in all 50 states, right? So Ken probably only sells mortgages in the Ohio area, maybe a neighboring state or two. But he's probably thinking, you know, I'm not going to be able to sell a mortgage to John or Dale in Las Vegas. So how is this going to help me? Well, stay tuned, Ken, because we're going to show you some ways right away that you can get some real value out of your IEA membership. So here we go. Let's jump right in. Hopefully everyone can see my screen now. I can't see all of you, but that's okay with me. Okay. So the purpose of the IEA is really quite simple. We want to expand your network beyond the four walls of your city, and we do that in a number of ways. For starters, a little history on the IEA. The first chapter was formed in 1916 in San Francisco. I don't know that we have any San Francisco execs on the call right now, but that is their claim to fame is they were the original Executives Association. I know a lot of the folks on the call have chapters that have been around 50, 75, 100 years as well. So that's really exciting that all these chapters have withstood so many difficult economic times and so many changes in technology and in the world around us. And the executives associations are still there. So in 1996, that's when the IEA was formed. The internet was around, and a couple of folks in the London, Ontario execs and the Akron execs actually got together and said, hey, let's connect all these executives associations together. And so today we have over 35 chapters scattered across the US and Canada. You can see them highlighted on this map here. And this map is actually available on the IEA website. It's interactive. So you can poke around on there and see if there's some chapters near you or some chapters you might be traveling to. Much like your local chapter, the IEA is run by a volunteer board of directors. As I mentioned, Dale, Mallory, Lay, I think Kern is joining the call later, maybe Patricia. Sorry if I missed anyone else. I can't see everyone on my screen, but quite a few board members are on the call today. I appreciate you all being here. But this board, it's a lot of fun working with all of these folks.
You didn't take it out. I didn't ask.
And it is a volunteer board, as I mentioned. It's a 2-year term to serve on the board. And we meet every other month on Zoom for about an hour. And then we also meet in person twice a year, once at the annual conference and then again at what we call our mid-year meeting. Generally, for the mid-year meeting, we travel to a chapter that is maybe struggling, or a chapter that might be interested in hosting a conference, or a chapter that we're trying to recruit to join the IEA. So this year, we're actually traveling next month in May to New Jersey and New York. We're really excited that in just a 2-day trip, we're going to get to visit 2 executives associations. New Jersey is not a current member of the IEA, so we're hoping that by visiting them, we'll be able to share more about the benefits with them and get them to join. And then the New York chapter meets in Manhattan and is a thriving chapter, and we're really excited to visit them and see what those guys are doing in New York. So if you're interested in serving on the board, I always like to put that out there as a little plug. Okay, so let's talk about how you can benefit from your IEA membership, how even Ken and Akron can benefit. So one cool thing about my job is I get to zoom into a lot of chapters. And this presentation that I'm giving you right now as part of our webinar series, I can do this any day, anytime for any chapter. So if you're looking at this, like maybe John in Las Vegas going, gosh, the Las Vegas execs doesn't seem to use, my members don't know a lot about the IEA, or people aren't talking about it, or they're not using their membership benefits. Mention it to your executive director, and I would be glad to zoom in as a guest speaker and give the same program at one of your upcoming execs meetings. But one thing that I learned from visiting these chapters is that by and large, everyone I meet, you are dealing with a trusted group of committed, responsible business owners, right? It's a friendly group, a group of networkers. You don't let just anyone in your group. And the same is true across the map with all the chapters. These are business owners that have been vetted, and you know right away that you can trust them and give your business to them. So think about that. When you're traveling, maybe you're going to need some recommendations, a hotel stay, a rental car, restaurant reservations. What is it that you might need? Look to the other executives associations around the country where you're traveling to and see if you can look in the directory and find any of those resources. A lot of times, you might offer a membership discount to your local members, and a lot of these chapters extend that discount to the IEA members as well. We had a member in Akron. I keep picking on Akron. We had a member there. Many of you know John Bryan in Akron, whose daughter got married in Honolulu and had never been. And he needed all the things you need for the wedding, right? You got to have the caterer, the photographer, the hotel, the transportation, all those things. He was able to connect with the Honolulu Executives Association and right there have a trusted Rolodex of folks that he could call on instead of just having to Google or trust, TripAdvisor or something like that. Always nice to attend Executives Association meetings in other cities. It's really neat to see how other chapters do things, just the little nuances like the way they do their shout outs, the way they do their craft talks, the way they organize their meeting with the agenda, the meeting features that some chapters have or don't have. Anytime I attend a meeting at another city, I always bring a little gem back to Charlotte for my execs. And some chapters will give you attendance credit for attending another meeting. So make sure you ask your executive director about that too. Cross-country work, maybe you have a vacation home in another city. A lot of our members, I know a lot of our Edmonton members have a home in Phoenix, or there may be a home in Miami or a home in San Diego, or, there's a lot of cities, Vancouver, Honolulu, there's a lot of cities in the executive associations that are destination cities. And if you have a vacation home in that city, gosh, you guys know what you need on your home: HVAC, plumber, sometimes auto mechanic, right? If you have a car there, all those electrician, all those services, maybe you need a refinance, you need mortgage, you need insurance, all those things. So if you have a personal vacation home, or if you have friends and family that live out of state, personally, I have a brother in Charleston, South Carolina, and a sister in Washington, D.C. So if one of them is complaining about their car breaking down or them needing their carpets cleaned or whatnot, I can easily pull out the IEA directory and say, hey, this is who you need to call for that. So these are all different ways that you can use your IEA membership. I just had a woman call me from Worcester, Massachusetts. I hope I'm saying Worcester right. I think it's Worcester. And she called needing an attorney referral in California. So she said, where do I start? How do you get a trusted attorney referral, on the opposite side of the country? So I immediately reached out to the executive directors around the LA area. We have about 3 or 4 chapters over in that area. And I was able to connect her to, I think, 2 or 3 attorney referrals within 10 minutes. So it can be a really great resource. You never know when you're going to need it, but it's nice for it to be there when you do need it. Job hunts. I know we've seen that in just my local chapter. We had a daughter of a member that moved to San Francisco after college and had no leads for a job. The dad said, hey, you got to get to an executive association meeting. And she was able to land an interview just from attending that meeting. So that's a great way to use the executive associations as well. And then of course, another plug for board service. That's a great way to build those relationships and friendships that you've made, during these calls and other interactions with the IEA. You can join the board and attend an upcoming conference, which we'll talk about at the end. Another neat way to use the IEA is to recruit new members for your chapter. Just by looking through the other IEA directory, the other EA directories, I'm able to see what categories are successful in other cities that I might not have for my local chapter in Charlotte. For example, I was on a call the other day with Rhode Island, and they have a solar company that is a member of their group. And I thought, oh, that's a great category that we don't have in Charlotte. Physical therapist, winery, there's sometimes chapters will come up with these categories, and I'm going, wow, we need to look into adding that in Charlotte. So think about growing your association by seeing what categories are successful in other cities. Another way to do that is through franchises. Maybe you have an opening in your group for, say, a sign company. Go into the IEA website, search by category, and you can just plug in signs, and you'll often see franchises like Fast Signs or Signs by Tomorrow. That's a great opportunity for you to call up the Fast Signs or Signs by Tomorrow in your city and say, hey, these other franchisees are part of this executive association in their city. Do you want to come be a guest at our meeting? So that's one way to help grow your chapter and I know all of us are always looking to grow our chapters. Peer-to-peer support. So this one is for you as a regular member and also for your board and your executive directors as well. So let's say you're the printing company in your city. The printing company that is a couple blocks away would be a direct competitor of yours, right? But a printing company that's a couple states away or a province away could be an ally to you, right? So think about searching your category on the IEA website and reaching out to the other business owners in your same category and talking to them about what's working, what's not working in the industry, what vendors to buy from, what vendors to stay away from, how you're handling certain trends or changing times. This is all available to you. You can do a quick search right there on the website by category and reach out to those in your same industry. Likewise, all the executive directors, we kind of band together too, right? Because we're trying our best to support our local chapters. And very often we come across a lot of the same challenges. Maybe it's with membership growth or attendance or planning an upcoming golf tournament or whatever the case may be. So I host a bi-monthly call for our executive directors, and we jump on a 1-hour Zoom call and we tackle one particular topic that is timely and something that needs to be addressed. So if your chapter is struggling or going through something right now, and you have an idea that you want, some help with, then certainly shoot me an email and I can bring it up on an upcoming ED call, and we can kind of help crowdsource that for you. Okay, marketing your business, right? So maybe you're not like Ken, maybe you're more like Dale in Las Vegas, and you do digital marketing, and you can help like anyone in the US with their advertising needs or their digital marketing needs or whatever the case may be. So you might want to advertise your business on the IEA website, and you can do that. We have banner ads, we have brand stories, we have member-only offers. We have lots of ways that you can promote your business to other business owners. But if nothing else, if you take nothing away from this today, I'm going to ask all of you to do something for me, and it's update your profile on the IEA website. So I want you to go to IEAweb.com. There's a little login button. You're going to plug in your email address. And if you don't know your password, that's totally fine. You don't need to email me or your ED. You can just hit forgot password, and it's going to spit you out a new password. And you can go in there and update. Make sure your address is up to date, your website, your phone number, your email, your picture, your logo, whatever, all the things. Just take 10 minutes today and get your profile updated. Because guess what? We want members to be able to find you. We want members to be able to refer you, and they can't do that if your profile is not up to date. Quick side note, if your chapter uses connectable.biz, that's an online membership database that is used to manage your association, that is automatically, all your information is already pulled in from Connectable. So if you're a Connectable user, you don't have to update it, but you certainly can. Okay, another IEA membership benefit. This is new this year. We're really excited to share this with you. Hopefully you've seen our emails about this. We are now partnering with travel.win to offer you hotel deals. And this is really cool. I have personally used it myself. To find this, you're going to log in on the IEA website to that member login page, scroll down on the member benefits tab to hotel deals. And there, if you have an upcoming trip, plug it in, check it out. It is legit. My husband and I went to see one of our college sports teams play in the fall, and I got like $18 cash back after I stayed at the hotel for a night. So it works, it's neat, and there's over 800,000 destinations worldwide, and this is a perk to you just for being a member of the IEA. You can attend or host a free IEA webinar, which you already obviously know about because you found this webinar. There's lots of you I've seen on the calls in the past months, so I know that you're frequent webinar attendees, and I appreciate you being here. And great to see Kathy, who led our last webinar. So it's nice to see the repeat customers here. But these webinars are free, again, for you to attend or host. So if you have a great topic, I was encouraging the gentleman who owns the solar company to give a topic, because he was saying one of his pain points is awareness, and people have these misconceptions about solar, and we need to be aware of it. And I thought, well, that'd be a cool webinar topic, because I don't know anything about solar energy. So, so anyway, really, we have covered topics from interior design to LinkedIn to deep listening, as Kathy shared with us, to understanding your accounts receivable. I mean, and now your IEA membership benefits. So any topic that would benefit a business owner is really up for grabs. And if you've missed any of these webinar topics, they are available on our YouTube channel. You can go back and watch them. IEA Web is the name of our YouTube channel. Would love for you to subscribe and like and share and check out that channel when we get off this call, so that you can see what some past topics are and maybe learn something new today. IEA perks. This is our little newsletter. Dale Dale and his team work really hard on the content of these IEA perks messages that are sent out. They're sent out about every other week right now. And we're working on even ramping that up weekly as we're approaching the conference time. But the purpose of these messages is to just be a little bite-sized digital message in your inbox that you can get and go, oh yeah, I need to remember about the hotel deals, or oh yeah, I need to join that webinar. You know, it's just a little friendly reminder about your IEA membership benefits. So be on the lookout for those. Would love for you to connect with us on our social media channels. Mallory on the call helps us a lot with our Facebook presence and our Instagram presence, and would love for you to connect with us on LinkedIn and all those places as well. We also utilize Slack. Our executive directors are on a Slack channel together, and that's a great, fast way for us to share information back and forth. My chapter was revising our mission statement recently, and instead of me sitting there with a pen and paper trying to come up with a new mission statement for Charlotte execs, I just blasted it out to the other executive directors on Slack, and boom, within 20 minutes, I had about 8 mission statements to take back to my board and say, hey, do we like any of these? How do we want to utilize these mission statements? So Slack is a great tool for the executive directors. You know, this is fun, right? You're a member of an international association. Hopefully you knew that already. Maybe you didn't, but now you do. So you can show this off. Put this in your LinkedIn profile, or put it in your email signature. This might start a conversation about your local chapter. I know we've had members join local chapters before just because they want to be a part of the IEA. So you never know. It might be something that sets you apart from a local networking group. IEA ambassadors. We ask every chapter to have an ambassador, and this is simply a member of your association that knows a little bit about the IEA or wants to know more about the IEA. So if you don't know who your ambassador is, certainly reach out to me. I would love to talk to you more about that. But basically, all it means to be an ambassador is you're going to get an email message monthly from us, and we're asking you to share it with your membership. So maybe you stand up at a meeting and say, hey, don't forget there's a webinar coming up on Tuesday with the IEA, or hey, don't forget the deadline for the conference registration is coming up in a week or whatever it is. It's just one more touch point besides your ED being the main point of contact to the IEA. You can also sponsor the IEA, become a sponsor of the IEA. We offer a sponsorship package that includes a lot of website presence and quarterly shout outs on our social media channels, also sponsorship of the conference as well. So if that's something you're interested in, then certainly reach out to me about that. And then the last thing we're going to talk about, oh, I'm doing so good on time, 3:22. Terry, I hope you're timing me still. The last thing we're going to talk about is our annual conference. I know there's quite a few people on the call that have been to conference, and hopefully they'll chime in at the end here about the benefits of attending the conference. But this is kind of where you put everything together, right? You get to meet in person all these spaces you've seen on the little Zoom boxes, and work on your business and benefit from the phenomenal speakers that we have at these conferences. And these are generally hosted by local chapters. Charlotte had the privilege of hosting in 2018 when we were celebrating our 50th anniversary, but lots of chapters have hosted over the years. Most recently, we were in Vancouver, and here's a little snapshot of all the places we've been in the last few years. But if your chapter is interested in hosting a conference, certainly would love to talk to you about that as well. But we're excited to share that this is hopefully not new news to you, that we will be in Las Vegas coming up September 24th through 26th on Jen Sherry's birthday, which we're super excited to celebrate while we're there. And would love for you to join us in Las Vegas for the conference. It's going to be at the Tuscany Hotel and Casino in Las Vegas. This conference is being put on by the IEA board. We have a committee that's several committees that are working really hard behind the scenes to make this conference happen. We're excited to have a couple of sponsors that have recently signed on board, and I have some sponsorship packages listed here so that you can see what opportunities there are to get involved. We also have a great spouse package too. So if you want to turn into a mini vacation and bring your spouse with you, we have a reduced price ticket for your spouse. And we also have a social only ticket. So, you know, maybe John in Vegas is busy with what's happening at work that week, but still wants to come and support the conference. You could join us for the social events. We're going to the Mob Museum, I know. On Wednesday night, I think there's an optional golf add-on situation where we got a couple different things that we're working with. We have a cocktail reception on the first night, lots of good stuff happening coming up this September, and we would love to have you join us in Las Vegas. And with that, I will ask if anyone has any questions. Please feel free to unmute yourself and ask away.
How do we get to, how do we sign up to teach one of the
webinars? Yes, yeah. Great question. I'm going to go ahead and pop my email in director@ieaweb.com. And if you will shoot me an email, I will put you in touch with Lisa Woodstock, another Lisa, who many of you have talked to. Lisa Woodstock is a board member in the Seattle execs, and she is in charge of all of our webinar speakers. So Lisa does a great job lining those up for us each month, and I will put you directly in touch with her.
Lisa, if I can add about the conference.
Yes.
We have one spot left for a speaker. The speakers are going to be great. We have the history of Las Vegas. We have a speaker from the Mob Museum, and we have some business people coming in to speak, and it's going to be pretty exciting. So if you have a topic that would be relevant on business and you're a dynamic speaker like Mr. Ira there, we'd love to have you.
Yeah, we have a great speaker coming in talking about AI and your business, right? Yeah, there's a lot of really cool topics. Anything else?
Has there been a daily schedule published yet for the conference?
I don't know how detailed we've published yet. Let me see. I will pull that up for us here. Dale and I know.
We're still putting it all together.
Dale and I know what it is. Are we ready to reveal it, Dale?
Go ahead.
Okay, so on the website, we have a brief agenda there. Tuesday is late in the day with check-in and a welcome cocktail reception. And then Wednesday, it just says coming soon. We have content and speakers. Wednesday is kind of the full day. That's the meat of the program, I would say, with ending the day at the Mob Museum tour, which looks really cool. Underground speakeasy and distillery social. I like that. And then Thursday is just a half day, 8 to 1. So a lot of people, I think I'm coming in Tuesday morning and leaving Friday. But you could certainly come in Tuesday and leave Thursday afternoon if you had to make it quick, or, we got a lot of folks staying through the weekend because it's Vegas, baby, right?
Sounds great. Thank you.
Yes, you're welcome. Love to have you. And like I said, keep in mind that there are spouse ticket only, if you want to bring your spouse, and then also just social only. So if you live in the area and you just want to join us for the social piece of it, we'd love to have you for that too. Oh, and Dale, most importantly, May 1st is when our ticket price increases. So we have an early bird ticket registration for the conference. The very early bird, the best pricing you're going to get ends May the 1st. So Jen, I know you said you were going to register. Make sure you register before May 1st because the price will go up after that date. And also, we have 2 tickets to see David Copperfield live that were generously donated by one of the Las Vegas execs members, Roger, and with Vegas Tickets. And he's a sponsor for that event. And so if you register before May the 1st, you are put into a drawing to win those 2 tickets to see David Copperfield live, and you can choose the date of that. So maybe you win the tickets and you decide you're going to stay through Friday because you want to go see David Copperfield. That works too. All right. Do we have any other questions? Yeah, Kathy, go ahead. No? Okay. Well, thank you all for joining us today. I'm glad to see you all, and I kept my word. I'm under my 30 minutes here. So with that, we'll adjourn, and this is recorded, and this will be on the YouTube channel after. And I'll just say one more time, if you feel like your chapter could benefit from learning about their IEA membership benefits and being reminded of them, then please reach out to me. My email is in the chat. And I'd love to zoom into your chapter sometime soon and share this presentation with them. Thanks, everybody. Have a great day.
Thank you, Lisa.
Thanks for being here, Dale and Mallory and Lay. Appreciate you guys.
You bet.